Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance Boxing. I'm your host, Bobby Sampson. Joined as always, my man with the master plan, Mr. Chance Michaels. Mr. Michaels, this week we have a special episode. Yes. We were part of a debate with Red Corner Boxing, a fantastic show out of the UK. These guys are hard workers, man. Yes. What an amazing opportunity we had to sit down with these two dudes. It was like a 2 against 2, a tag team match if we're talking wrestling. What was your take on the episode?
It was very good. It was enjoyable. You had two opinions from guys from North America, which is us. Two different opinions, people from those two guys from the UK. It makes for a good conversation / debate. It's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. So guys, sit back, strap in, and thank you for letting us hear into your ears and enjoy the conversation. Samp&Chance are out.
Yes, guys. Good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching in the world. You're with Jam and Mr. Neutral, Red Corner Boxing, as always. And we've got a couple of very special guests. We've got the Samp&Chance podcast joining us all the way from Canada. Thank you, lads, for joining. Just before we get into it, just going to say we are proudly sponsored by Easy Storage and the Boxing Fight Zone for all your clothing and apparel. Right, lads, how are we today?
Hey, brilliant, man. It's the cold is finally starting to kick in here a little bit, but it's blue skies all the way around, man. Can't complain. I take the cold cold and sunny any day.
Fair play to you. How are you, Chance? You all good, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah, it's 18 degrees during the day here, though. It's pretty warm, but night gets cold. But happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you so much, mate. Appreciate that, matey. Yeah, 42 trips around the sun. Jambo's getting old. Appreciate you pointing that out, my brother. Thank you. Right then, let's get into this show, mate. So we're going to start with the Boots fight for obviously UC's Lima at the weekend. Blew him out in a round. I think a lot of people expected it. What did you guys make to the fight? Who would you like to see Boots in with next? We'll start with you, Bobby, if that's okay.
Yeah, no, 100%. I thought it was just a showcase of him. It was more to show off his ring gear. It was more to show off, his music and his ring entrance. I mean, I don't think the fight was really like. I'll be completely honest, man. I wasn't. I mean, yeah, it was a fight, but I wasn't excited for it. I was more excited for Dave Allen. You know what I mean? It was just. It didn't make sense on paper. It didn't make sense once we saw what happened in the ring. But Virgil Ortiz, that has to be the fight next. I mean, realistically, right? I mean, what do you do?
I thought it was exactly what Boots needed. They gave him a tune-up fight to come out there, look spectacular, finish this guy off, sizzle the crowd, make everybody go crazy, get us talking about it. It's exactly what it was supposed to. He did what he was supposed to do. And you saw Eddie here and after. I don't know if you guys saw that. He's calling out De La Hoya, let's make the fight with Virgil and Boots. So that's the fight to make. But an impressive performance by Boots. You beat who's in front of you. And that's exactly what he did in spectacular fashion. And I enjoy it when Boots fights like that. I enjoy watching him.
Yeah, he's a very good talent, mate. He's a very good talent. And yeah, you picked up on there about Virgil Ortiz Jr. That'd be an amazing fight at 154. But Mr. Neutral, what's your thoughts on what you've seen from Boots in this? Would you like to see the Virgil fight? Would you like the Bakram Murtazaliev fight? What's your thoughts, brother?
Well, first and foremost, mate, my first thought is to you. Happy birthday to you today, my partner, my friend, my compadre. Have a great day. I hope you had a great night as well. Welcome to Samp&Chance. Great podcast from over the water. Get over and have a look at them. Like and subscribe. It's not hard. Two fantastic gents. Let's get back to James's question. It was a disgusting knockout. But equally, it was a filthy match, mate. 1 round, Lima. Nobody's ever heard of him. We have in the UK, schooled by Alan McKenna, £160, excuse me. Yeah. Over 10 rounds. He won, 2 rounds? Went and goes and beats a couple of Germans and a South African to pick up the IBO title. And the WBA think that he's all of a sudden a contender for a Boots matchup. However, as disappointing as that was, you can't take nothing away from Boots Ennis. He did what he was supposed to do, as Ryan quite rightly said. Couldn't do no more, no less. However, one feels disappointed that a main event such as that ended the way it did due to a filthy matchmake by Eddie Hearn Matchroom. I get it, but don't put it on a main event. That's my only gripe. Somewhat the card was disappointing for me. It wasn't a great card. I'm being critical right now because I feel that the end of the road is now for these tune-ups. Eddie Hearn said not only 3 minutes after the final bell that he's the best that Boots has to ever work with.
Yeah, seen that.
Incredible claim, considering who he has worked with over the years and undisputed champions. However, now Eddie has said that there cannot be any more tune-ups. Surely, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
Eddie
got to be
has
the
to
real
say
deal
those
now.
things, right? Eddie has to say those things. I get it. That's his man. I understand the side of the promoter side of it all, but how many tune-up fights does Boots need? Last 3 fights have all been tune-up fights, in my opinion. Right? Like, and so when he actually steps into the ring with someone like a Virgil Ortiz or something, will he be exposed? Like, this year of boxing has just baffled me, right? Like, I don't know, like with the prediction pool and everything, you just kind of like, I'm finding I'm second guessing my own thoughts a lot more.
Yeah, I get what you mean there. So which fight would you predict, Neutral, out of all of them? If it was out of Bakram Murtazaliev, out of Ortiz Jr. next, or moving up to 160 and Bud moving down has been talked about a lot. Najee Chill done a podcast last night that I was involved in. I was in the chat. He wants the Bud fight at 160. Do you think it's too soon for Bud? Or for Boots, rather, to face Bud?
I don't think Bud and Boots will ever meet. I think they're two complete different trajectories. 10 years apart in age, 10 years apart in resume, 10 years apart in achievements.
Absolutely.
So for me, the WBA is the route that Bozy has taken his son yet
So
again.
Abbas Barriou then?
So they'll be looking at Abbas Barrow. Obviously, the easiest target, £154. In the fans' eyes globally, worldwide, to see Murtazaliev is far more dangerous. Fundora, of course, American legend. And, can't remember the other guy right now off the top of my head.
Ortiz Jr.
Ortiz Jr. Now, Ortiz Jr., now that's
or even don't forget
really...
Erickson Lubin. Sorry to cut you off, bro. Don't forget Erickson Lubin, the hammer. He's still mixed up in there.
Exactly. There's
and
the WBA are not making life easy for anybody at the minute. You know, having first of all Crawford as a champion in recess while he goes and fights Canelo, and then they've made Virgil Ortiz champion. Barrier champion. They made Virgil Ortiz an interim champion. It's just getting to the point. It's getting a bit messy at £154 now. So there's two options for me. It's Ortiz or it's Barrow. But I think Ortiz has got first shot at Barrow. So I'm not sure how it goes. It's one of them.
If I'm Boots Ennis, wouldn't you want to chase down the Crawford fight? Like you just said, Neutral. He's 10 years older. Eventually, age is going to catch up Crawford. Not in the Canelo fight, he didn't. But if I'm Boots, you're way younger. You're more fresh. You should be trying to chase down that Bud fight. Go for greatness. Try to beat Bud Crawford. Nobody else has. That'd be a huge feather in your cap. I don't know why he's not doing that personally.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Well, that's only become a recent option, though, Ryan, isn't it? Because Bud beat Canelo. No one was expecting that generally, but now that that's happened, one would expect
that fight. Boots doesn't want it.
No,
I don't think Boots does.
Want it though. He should want it.
He should be a peer to look as though he wants it.
You think so, right? But then Manny Pacquiao Floyd should have happened 5 years before it actually happened. I really feel that Boots realizes after what happened with Canelo, like I don't think Boots has confidence to beat Bud. I don't think he has it in his own head that he could.
Maybe.
And I think this is why he
wants.
But
I think what Ryan's quite rightly saying, to elevate Boots in the fans' minds, in hearts and minds, that he is as good as Bud.
Yes.
He has to appear to at least challenge Bud in the open, a theatre of media, and say, look, let's get it on, buddy. But 9 times out of 10, Bobby, that never happens. But he has to appear to do that.
I agree with everything that's being said here, but what I think it is Boots is afraid to make that first step only for the fact that he's afraid that he might accept. See, this is where I'm thinking, like, if I call him out, what if he accepts? What's Bud got to lose? Nothing, right?
But
Well,
Bud's gonna lose that big O. He
no,
doesn't.
because he has everything to lose because it'll be £168. That's
Mhm.
what Boots will say. I'll come up for your belts. And
I think Bud beats the shit out of him personally. I just do.
but we said that about Canelo and Crawford when we initially heard of it, and now look what happened. There's nothing to say that there's any evidence one way or the other, but
Yeah.
it's really for PR sake at this minute.
I get
Mhm.
it.
For
Keeping
Boots,
his name relevant with the big boys, isn't
he needs some stock value,
Yeah.
and although beating Lima in the fashion he did, yes, his stock went up, but this was not a great leap in my eyes.
No, I
So
agree.
he needs something off the back of that Lima win to really push the narrative in the fans' minds.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that Boots fight would make more sense if he beat someone like a Virgil Ortiz first, in my opinion. Then you
Has
gotta,
to. Absolutely agree.
I
he? If he
don't
beats the
think
Bakram
right. He
Takes
needs
a title. He needs a title.
he does.
Yeah.
He needs to do something first before you put that challenge out, in my opinion. I'm not saying it's wrong for publicity, absolutely. But again, right now, to me, yeah, Boots could be the future. But how many guys have we said that about through the years?
That's it. Yeah.
Only the
100% agree.
special ones. Only the special ones.
Yeah.
Special
Well,
ones are the
let's
ones
wrap it
that
up on the
step
boot
up.
situation then. Let's move on to Arslanbek Makhmadov beating Dave Allen. It was a good fight. Allen gave his all, but he wasn't quite up to scratch on the night, was there? And then afterwards, Makhmadov called out AJ. So we'll start with what did you make to Makhmadov's performance? And then we'll say, what would you give him a chance against Anthony Joshua? We'll start with you, Chance, if that's okay, brother.
Yeah, I thought Makhmadov did what he's supposed to do. I mean, Dave Allen came in with a high guard, walking straight. He never got his head off the line. He was an easy target, so Makhmadov was hitting him at will. I mean, Dave Allen's got the heart. I don't know. He didn't look like he was gassed. I don't know if he trained hard for the fight. I don't know what happened, but he looked like an amateur at times in there. Like he wouldn't even move his head off the line. He's just sitting there. He's throwing a jab and keeping his head on the line. That's too easy for Makhmadov to hit. I love Dave Allen's heart. I wanted him to win. I predicted him to win. Stupid of me to say that, but I think he was just got McElroy was just too big, too strong. The jab, he just threw punches at will, and Dave wouldn't punch back half the time. So I was quite disappointed with his effort. I thought his output. I don't know what happened to him. That's my take.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you, mate. And just for
Yeah,
the second part of the question, what would you say about Makhmadov versus AJ, Anthony Joshua? Would you
I
want to
hope.
see that fight, and who wins it?
I would rather see Tyson versus AJ, but if Tyson's not going to fight him, I like to see Makhmadov versus AJ. Makhmadov, I think AJ would beat him. I think he's just too big, too strong, more of a slick boxer. I think he's an A-level boxer. Makhmadov, I still have him at the B level. But you never know. He's got an iron chin, that guy, man. He's tough, and it'd be a big fight. Big fight.
Yeah, very true, mate. Very true. Same questions to you, Mr. Neutral. What's your thoughts? How did Makhmadov look, and would you like to see the AJ fight, and what would happen if it does so?
Oh, first and foremost, I do not want to see an AJ fight with Makhmadov. He's awful. He cements his feet to the ground. Yes, he can throw straight jabs and against a man like Dave Allen, who's British title level at best. Let's not sugarcoat it. I love Dave Allen. I love his mannerisms and the way he's so humble after defeat and the rest of it. He's a real honest guy, and that's why he gets a lot of support, and that's why people want to see him. And there was times in that fight he had Makhmadov not only rocks, but the guy was confused. He couldn't knock this man out. Iron chin. He won't get them kind of punches off on the AG. That's a ridiculous thing to ask of him. I don't want to see a Makhmadov who got beat by Vianello, who got beat by Richard Soares fighting AJ. Come on.
Yeah, agree. So that answers that. What about you, Bobby, mate? Same questions. What's your thoughts on that one?
When I look at Dave Allen, I think of a wrestler called Mick Foley. I don't know if you guys have heard of him.
Yeah, Mankind.
He's like the everyday man's man kind of, and that's the kind of guy that I see when I see Dave Allen. What we saw that night were two lumbering dudes in the ring, and testament to them both. Iron chins, took the beating of a lifetime, but Makhmadov did what he was supposed to do. Right, he took care of the situation. He held him at bay. I think Dave gave it his best in the first four, and I think after that he started to get tired. And that started to, really show. the fact that Makhmudov couldn't finish him off makes me think that why would you even call out AJ, right? Like,
Exactly.
right.
Paper.
So
Money.
it's money. It's some
Yeah,
money.
paper
I get it.
chasing,
But
100%.
that also,
Everybody's calling it.
right. But
Yeah.
that also being said, we know that AJ's got a susceptible chin now. It's
Yes,
very
it can be
susceptible,
took if you land right. Yeah.
right? If Makhmudov could get one punch off and hit it in the right spot, we've seen AJ go down. So I mean, he's got a puncher's chance, but like you've all said, there's levels.
Yeah.
Right? Even a bad AJ is still at a higher level than Makhmudov. So I mean, it's a
Absolutely.
no-brainer, right? It would be an AJ all the way. I don't know if he'd finish him, but I think he'd outbox him to get the decision if I were making.
Yeah, I just don't understand what commercial sense a Makhmudov would make to AJ in any conversation, considering he's in
It
the
was rumored as a
twilight
warm-up,
of
weren't it?
his
As a warm-up
career.
for Fiore.
Well, hey, maybe
Yeah.
maybe Boots needs to take some lessons from Makhmudov then, eh? He's calling out the right
Well,
guys.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, stretch that to the distance. You
Yeah, I
might
think the
get
main
somewhere.
point of it, though, the reason it was talked about for the Makhmudov fight is because he's a similar sort of style to Tyson. Obviously, not as gifted a boxer, but he's a big lump. I think it was more about the warm up, getting him ready for the summer fight against Tyson Fury, which is apparently still going to happen, according to most people.
It just seems like Eddie Hearns is all about the warm-ups, man. Let's get some actual fights going on here. That's
Yeah,
all
well,
I
that
need.
moves us on nicely then to the next fight, which was Guido Vianello against Alexis Barrier. I'm sure you guys didn't enjoy the result in that one, but he stopped him in the 5th round.
Yeah.
And he also called out AJ. So would you like to see Guido Vianello versus AJ? And what did you think of his performance against the previously unbeaten 12-0 Barrier? We'll start with you this time, Bobby.
Yeah, no, what can you say, man? He lost. He kicked the shit out of him. Very simply put.
Yeah.
That was just it. Like, I mean, I can't even justify it. It is what it was. I picked wrong, obviously.
I did as well.
But the reality of it is, this is what I love about the sweet science guys. Any given night, any given fight, anything can happen. And that's exactly what happened here. This guy wanted it more. He was hungry. He came out and he took care of business. He didn't give him a chance to even stand up on his feet. He didn't give him a chance to assemble anything. He didn't get a chance to set up. He just took care of that business. Now, is this guy worthy of AJ? Probably not. But I mean, everyone's going to call out AJ right now, right?
Yeah.
There's only one
money's
guy.
out.
There's only one fight for AJ, and that's Tyson. And until Tyson's ready to do it, you can line up everybody against AJ. Look, I think right now the heavyweight division, outside of Moses and maybe a couple other names, Agaba, we're in a transitional phase with the heavyweights.
Yeah.
You know, what's his name?
You got Ajit Caballel.
Dubois, I thought was the face going
Richard
in,
Torres Jr.
right? So you
Still got what
Torres,
Wilder hanging a bolt.
Yeah. So you got all those guys, and then you got Moses Atame, who they're doing well with. I think Frank is doing a better job of bringing up his talent than Eddie is right now. I'm not trying to turn this into a Bash Eddie segment.
No, I get you. We're with you, mate. We understand. Trust me, we've been saying it for years, mate. Don't worry about that. Well, same to you, Chance. What was your thoughts, mate? There. What was your thoughts on Guido Vianello, his performance, and would you like to see him in with AJ?
Well, my first thought was I got to stop picking Canadians every time in our boxing league just because they're going to
I do the same though, mate. I've been doing the same, so and I'm not even
doing that.
Canadian.
Prediction League has no
loyalty
mercy, no mercy for loyalty.
You know what? I'd like to see Guido fight Makhmudov. Why not? The winner of that can have AJ. Let's get these two guys in the ring, and the winner of that can have AJ. I don't think either one of them is deserving of AJ yet. I love Guido's performance. I mean, he dominated. So let's get those guys, something like that, before we see AJ fight one of those two guys. And like Robert said over there, AJ and Tyson should be the fight. But like you said, also, Jabs, maybe AJ wants a tune-up fight before he fights Fury, so that could be Makhmudov, maybe Guido. We don't know.
Yeah,
to be honest,
nice one, Chance. That's perfect, mate.
Tyson and AJ would be the best fight to make because both guys have been out of the ring so long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they're on equal footing right now.
Yeah, and that's what.
Back from an elbow injury as well, though. A serious elbow injury. He had to have surgery and stuff. That's why he's been out for over a year since.
No, I understand, but I think he would have been out anyways, though.
And it's because of those factors like that, James. Like he's coming off the back of surgery, so he's going into new testing grounds. Should he take a tune-up? Right, because Tyson Fury does not take tune-ups. Let's get that straight.
No.
Otto Warren was not a tune-up. He was the benefactor of I can't remember who it was now. Was it Ortiz or something he pulled out? And Wallen
Yeah.
took his place. So I'm not entertaining the fact that Tyson Fury will do a tune-up. And the opportunity is there, as you both say. He is in recovery, however, he will do a full training camp. And who's to say if he does take a tune-up, the elbow suffers a critical injury again,
Good point.
or
Yeah.
it affects his performance, thus ruining any kind of super mega fight with Tyson Fury. So I would err on the side of caution of taking a tune-up for Anthony Joshua and go straight in to said fight with Tyson Fury, because at the end of the day, I would rather AJ go in with a 95% chance than a 70% chance should he injure that elbow again.
Yeah, and he's not going to learn anything new, is he? Let's be honest. He's at that stage of his career. He's in his mid-30s. He's not going to learn anything new. You have tune-up fights when you're learning on the job. Anthony Joshua's got nothing left to learn. He could go straight back in, and it's just like his memory, isn't it? He's been there, done that, bought the T-shirt. So he should do that. And Tyson Fury can't have a warm-up fight as well because he's doing another Netflix documentary at the moment.
And
But
the greatest fear.
the apparent opponent, though, that is most likely, it's something like 75% sure is going to be Martin Bakoli against AJ in Nigeria. It's not been proven or confirmed yet.
No,
but that is
but
the most likely
I was listening to one of our good partners here, Record of Boxing, Darren Aston, Sachalo. Wonderful interview there today with Billy Nelson. And Billy himself said that to get to AJ, you got to have a title or something because for a Martin Bakoli. And he's quite right in that because he's too dangerous as a tuner. Yes. Is Martin Bakoli. He's too dangerous as, let's make a fight with Tyson Fury 2 fights down the line. He's one of them. He's a party spoiler on his best day. On his worst day, he'll make AJ look good. However, it's a massive risk factor. And Billy was quite right in what he was saying, that the only chance that Martin will get to an AJ fight is he miraculously gets hold of a title should Usyk retire.
So here's a question for you guys: who wins, Fury or AJ? They fight.
Fury all day long.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, same here. I think we're 4-4 here. Yeah. My only fear with Tyson Fury taking a tune-up fight is then he won't want to fight again for another 2 years.
Yeah, he likes to do his documentaries.
Well,
he's that kind of guy. You get him.
It's sort of thing with Fury. Controversy follows him everywhere, and who's to say that should a fight with as a tune-up, it could all go pear-shaped afterwards.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to the next subject then, guys. Sorry to interrupt whoever was talking. And sorry, I think it was Chance. Sorry, brother. Let's move on though, because we've got a few topics still to get through, and I want to try and get Chance's opinion because I know he's got to go and sort his kids out or whatnot. The next one was Stephen Fulton Jr. against O'Shaquie Foster. Has been rescheduled, most likely for the Pitbull Cruz Lamont Roach card, December the 6th in San Antonio, Texas. What's your thoughts on the fight, first and foremost? And do you like the look of that card now? It's taking good shape. We'll start with you, Chance.
I think it's a pretty stacked card. I was actually looking at it this morning. It looks pretty good. O'Shaquie Foster versus Stephen Fulton's going to be a great fight. I'm excited for it. So if you're going to put on that card, why not? You got to start stacking the cards now. We won't accept any more of the big name fights where main eventers the bottom of the card is weak. UFC stacks their cards. Turkish has brought this to boxing. Now we're going to make big cards. So all the promotion need to get on board, stack the card as much as possible, and let the fans have good undercard fights instead of a bunch of guys you've never heard of, and half the stadium is empty all the time. So I like the new model of boxing the last couple of years. We're seeing more stacked cards, which gets the casual fan watching is what you want to grow the sport.
Absolutely, couldn't have said it better, Chance. Thank you, Mr. Neutral. You go next, brother. What's your thoughts on it? It's a great fight, isn't it? O'Shaquie Foster against Stephen Fulton Jr. A nice card to be moved to in Pitbull against Roach.
Yeah, very quickly, I think Fulton will stop O'Shaquie Foster. I think he's quite special, Stephen Fulton. However, I've just got to push back on Chance a wee bit. We've been seeing Turkey stacking these cards with wonderful, great boxes, undisputed, all the rest of it. He's made that become a bit of a norm. However, there is a downside of that, and that is that Turkey House Shape then gets to sort of dictate when these said fighters start to fight next by saying, right, you do this next card and all the rest of it. And that gives the boxers no room for, hey man, I'm taking a break or anything like that.
Mhm.
So what I saw in the last couple of Ring magazine cards is that, yes, they'll have good names, but they're not exactly stacked with all the best of the best. Because if you start doing that, you're taking away headliners for the rest of the year, or for this coming months, and it sets a dangerous precedent for the powers that be. And you know who we're talking about, who then can say, well, you're fighting that next, you're fighting him next, and you'll be fighting on this date and all the rest of it. I think that's dangerous.
Yeah, definitely. And Bobby, your thoughts on the Fulton Foster card being rearranged for December the 6th in San Antonio on the Roach versus Pitbull card?
Yeah, okay. So first off, this is PBC, right? We're dealing with.
Yeah, still not got a home.
So PBC, in my opinion, 2 years ago, Chance, didn't I pick them as the best promotion of the year?
You did, yeah.
Right? And how far they have fallen since that time. I don't know what it's like for you guys in the UK with Amazon, but here it almost feels like a struggle to find it on Amazon. To be fair,
pay-per-view for us most of the time on Amazon.
Right.
Prime.
If you're doing a pay-per-view, wouldn't you promote it like Champions on the platform? Right.
We hear about it on the week of the fight usually. Right.
So PBC is grasping at straws, in my opinion. They have been. Look, your number one guy, David Benavidez, is headlining a Ring pay-per-view.
Night of Champions.
Yours. Yeah.
Not yours. Okay. The promotion that's been behind David for so long is not the promotion holding this card for you. So that's mistake number one. So PBC doing what they're doing here right now, I get it. They're trying to grasp everything here, right? I mean, you look at the Fundora card, that's already crumbling to a certain extent.
Well, that's gone already. Yeah, that's where this Osaki Fulton fights come from. And obviously the next one, Fundora Furman, that's been moved to January on the Pacquiao Romero card.
Exactly, right? So they're basically calling this year a write-off, in my opinion, PBC. Al Heyman and company have basically called this year off, do whatever we can grasp, and let's hope that we can pick up steam with the Pacquiao fight in January or whenever that is, right? So as far as the Osaki Foster Fulton fight, this is a great fight, guys, because if you think about it,
I think it should have been main already. It should have been main event of its own card on its own. I think it's worthy.
Osheki had his 2 fights with Consequio, right?
Yeah, Robson Conceição.
He won by split decision to get the title. I get it. But it was still not convincing. So Osheki, in my opinion, still needs to prove something. He still needs to prove something. Then you got Fulton. I don't know if he's fought since the Inoue fight. Has he? I'm not sure.
Yes.
He's had one. He's had one, I think, yeah.
Right. But has the talent been as good as Inoue when he goes in against Fulton or against Osheki? So this is what I'm curious about. Like, what kind of Fulton are we going to get?
Yeah, it'd be good to see, mate. It will be good to see what he's got left, kind of thing. It would be good to see.
Yeah,
I think something I just want to add, guys. It's a bit irrelevant, but you know how Fundora dropped out and they called the whole card off?
Yeah.
I don't see why Boots, after bloody, I know it's only a one round fight. Why didn't he just jump in and fight Furman? That would have given Boots some credence and made him look like a warrior. You know, he's got a month still nearly. He could have jumped in after 30 seconds of work. He's already in the gym. He's already ready. Why didn't he step in and save the card? That would have given him some credence amongst the fans.
It's called the Hearns effect.
You can't take Keith Thurman's below him because he just fought Lima, who's way below Keith Thurman's level. So I don't know. That would have been a good look for him. Well said, James.
I think so, yeah. I know it's a bit crazy because you train for one opponent, but trust me, man, if he wants to be the guy, he could have stepped up there and jumped in that fight and saved that card.
I think the big issue with that, making that happen, was the fact that PBC is not on the zone where everyone else is.
Yeah, that's true as well, yeah.
Right? So it's a cross-promotional thing. Al Heyman's very hard to work with as it is. So, I mean, I think that would probably be the main reasons why. It was just I'm pretty certain that there was no way that PBC was going to let Boots and Hearns come in and dominate their guy like that.
Yeah, I agree. Well, let's move on. Excuse me.
Oh, no, I just wanted to add something to that.
Okay, bro. Yeah, you crack on. I'll go clear my throat. I won't be a sec.
Sorry. With PBC Top Rank, without basically broadcaster homes at the minute, they've had to resort to Plan B, and that's to, subcontract their boxes out to Ring Magazine, whoever, the Zone, Golden Boy, Matchroom UFC. So they're jumping on these cards. And, the only thing is PBC and Top Rank are having to give up their 30%, of the take on these occasions because they're not the ones broadcasting. So, you just saw Richard Torres being offered to Matchroom there the other day by Top Rank to fight, and who was it? Can't remember now.
Who was that? Sorry, neutral. I just missed that bit. Who are we looking for?
Who did Eddie Hunt say that Richard Torres was offered to them to fight? Wasn't AJ? It was somebody else.
I know this as well. Just bear with me 1 second.
Dave Allen. It was Dave Allen, right?
Yeah, he said he's got no interest in the Dave Allen fight. That was it. Yeah.
Eddie Hunt said no, we got no interest. That's how desperate Top Rank are. They're offering the best stars in the United States. Richard Torres, one of them. Out to Matchroom to fight one of their British title level fighters. And that sends alarm bells to me. So expect a lot of these Top Rank and PBC cards, they're going to be few and far between until they do find a home. However, this is a good card. And it's the best they can do on short notice. And the fact that they've dragged Stephen Fulton up from £122, £126 to £130 to fight with Shaki Foster off the back of beating Brandon Figueroa by unanimous decision to take that WBC featherweight belt just proves that, they're really having to struggle to matchmake now.
Figueroa's been ordered to fight Nick Ball by the WBA now as well, at 126.
Nick Ball will win that, easy.
Oh, absolutely.
I think what's going to happen is when Zuffa starts, we're going to see promotions like PBC, Top Rank, possibly. They'll get swallowed up. They'll sell their fighters off to Zuffa. Dana White on the umbrella, and they'll start building their brand that way because they're going to have the
Absolutely.
I can see where this is going here. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is willing to go over to Zuffa, though. I can't wait to see that happen.
Who?
The fallout of that. Like, how many of those fighters will actually be willing to go?
Well, who's going to want to fight for a Zuffa belt? Let's be honest. Like, over the WBA, WBC, IBF.
The thing is, though, PBC are not actually supplying these fighters fights. They need to fight. They're going to fight somebody in Zuffa. They're going to take it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, let's move on then. So I already mentioned it. We've got Pacquiao against Romero. It's not 100% in the bag yet, but it's looking likely for January 24th, I believe. Don't quote me on that. It's January, I know that. And it's going to have the Fundora-Furman fight rearranged on that card. I know you're hoping to go, Chance, so we'll start with you again, mate. What's your thoughts on the Pacquiao-Romero fight? Who wins it and how? Let me know.
Well, I'm going to be super biased because he's my all-time favorite fighter. Manny's going to beat him. I think Manny will beat him by decision. And if that fight happens in Vegas, I'll 100% be there. I'm excited for him. Manny, he's 46. He'll be 47 when he fights him. He'll fight anybody. Win, lose, or draw. He's not scared of anybody. We've seen him fight big giants like Margarito. He'll fight anybody. So I got to admire his courage. And I like how Fundora Thurman will be on that card. It's another good fight. Stack on that card. That's a PBC card. So I'm excited for it. But I'm going to take Manny. Manny's going to win a split decision. They won't give me an unanimous decision. I don't know why. They just won't because he's an old guy. It doesn't look good if he takes the belt off these young guys. He won the Barrios fight. They robbed him there.
I was going to say that.
And I'm excited for it, man. I mean, this is my 8th time seeing him fight. I'm jacked up for it. I hope they stack the card.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I've got a worry, mate. Like, Fundora's hand injury, I think it allegedly might be a fathom. I don't think it's true at all. I think they pulled it because of lack of sales. And I think that's why they split this card up now and put O'Shaki on the Lamont Pitbull card, the Lamont Roach Pitbull card, and that's why they put Fundora on the Pacquiao card, because then you'd guarantee ticket sales. I think it was a lack of interest in the fights they put on is the problem. I don't think there's any hand injury. Why would you make it so soon as January? Hand injuries could take 6 months, 8 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that was going to be a pay-per-view. Nobody's going to buy Thurman Fundora pay-per-view. Unless you're a hardcore fan, the regular guy could give a crap about that fight. Put him on the Pacquiao fight, you watch it. Well said.
Absolutely, absolutely. Same to you, Bobby, mate. What's your thoughts on Pac-Man against Rolando Romero?
Yeah, I'm with Chance on this completely, man. Honestly, at the end of the day, I think he got robbed, and they can't rob him twice. And if they do rob him twice, then we know there's something really up, right? Something's really stinky in the air there. But you can't take anything away from Rolly either, man. I mean, he looked really good. He looks like he's in a better place in terms of his own mindset and stuff. So, maybe he will take the. I don't know. I'm sure Mario took the fight seriously, but maybe he didn't take it as serious as he should have.
Or he's just not good enough. To be honest, let's be honest, Mario Barrios is not good enough. He's the weakest of all the champions. Probably one of the weakest champions that I can ever remember out of the 4-belt era.
Right. So I don't think Rolly's going to be as easy.
No.
But I think Manny has enough. Like, not that he lacks confidence, not that he needs confidence, but the fact of the matter is, you just beat a man 20 years younger than you, handedly, and he still
dominated.
Yeah,
you did the watch along, didn't you, for Red Corner with 20?
Right, and he still lost, and
well, draw, wasn't it? A draw.
It's going to make you elevate you even more. So it should be interesting. But yeah, I think Manny. I don't think Manny finishes him, but I think Manny will get the decision. You should.
I think you're all tripping. I think Rolando Romero knocks him out within 5 rounds.
I love it.
I just think it's a big target. He's too young, too fast, too powerful. You see the way he dealt with Ryan Garcia. I love Pac. Watching him in my 20s and 30s, he was a joy to watch. You think he's gone through such low weights, gone through up to welterweight, and you think, how far can this guy go? And he keeps producing it. 47 years of age, to ask him to beat a 28-year-old like Rolando Romero. For me, Barrios, he got away with it. I don't think he'd get away with it with Rolando. I was hoping he'd get the Tang fight next, Pacquiao.
Yeah,
I think that would have been a better fight for him.
Pacquiao would outbox Tank all day long, mate. Pacquiao would outbox him, mate.
It's just he would have had to have brought Tank up to that weight where there would have been problems probably making that fight. But I love Pac, but on this occasion, I just think it could be a horrible ending.
I agree, mate, that it's going to be tough. Rolly's big and strong. He's coming off the crest of a wave by beating Ryan Garcia, and he done it in tremendous fashion. It would be tough, but I'm still backing the Pac-Man, man. I rock with Pac-Man. I think he's a generational talent, as we all know. 7-division world champion.
8.
I think he'll find a way to win.
8.
8, motherfucker.
8.
Get it right.
Of course, it's 8. Bloody hell. So even better. But I definitely think he'll find a way, mate. He'll find a way to beat Rolly. I think he'll find a way to beat most, other than Floyd Mayweather, to be quite honest.
Big up 20 in the house. Big up Joshua, who's been sending his thoughts to us here on Red Corner. He always got some great questions. Lee Max in the house. LFC, you never walk alone ever. Always a loyal fan. Thanks very much, you guys. If you're watching for the first time, please give Red Corner a like and subscribe. You know what to do. Carry on, gentlemen.
Let's have a full wager on the fight neutral. If Manny beats Rolly, I will send you a Jake Paul shirt, and you have to wear it for one of your shows. And if Manny loses, you send me a shirt you want, and I'll wear it.
I'll wear it with pride. I'll wear it with pride. Absolutely, 100%.
You'll just have to wait a little bit, though, because unfortunately our postal service is on strike again.
Canadian customs takes a while.
Right, let's move on then, guys. Yeah, we'll try and get through these quickly now, because obviously I know Chance has got things to do. We don't want to keep you too long, lads. You know what I mean? Let's move on to the EBU have ordered Callum Simpson against Hamza Shiraz for the 168-pound super middleweight European title. It's not guaranteed it's going to happen. It's actually most likely it will not happen. But what's your thoughts on it real quick? We'll start with you, Neutral, because I'm sure you know a little bit more about this one than the fellas.
Yep.
It's Hamza Shiraz off the back of a fantastic knockout against Edgar Berlanga in New York. Now he's, he was on the crest of a wave. Now he's been relegated to European prospect.
Yeah.
Sack it off. Sack it off.
28th of October if they don't make the fight before then. But I don't know. Just ignore it.
I don't know even why Matchroom. Would even entertain a EBU fight with Hamza Shiraz.
Once before.
He surpassed
before the Berlanga fight. So
this is a step back. Absolute step backwards. You don't go from beating Berlanga to European level. Sorry, move on.
Yeah, I agree, mate. Are you lads got anything to add to that, or should we jump on to the next subject?
I want to add one thing. What has Eddie Hearn said is the reason why he's accepting this and doing this fight? Has he said? Because I haven't heard.
I haven't heard whether he's accepted it.
It's
It's
only
just
been
been
ordered today,
ordered.
Chance. It got ordered today.
Or yeah, but what's the reasoning why they ordered that? It makes no sense.
Because Hamza Shiraz beat Edgar Blangot and Callum Simpson's the current EBU European champion, and Kevin Lele Saggio has gone on to fight Diego Pacheco, who was mandatory. So because Saggio's gone on to fight Pacheco, that made Hamza Shiraz the next in line to Callum Simpson's title.
Yeah. Oh,
But Shiraz already turned it down
You
about a year ago before Simpson was
get a
champion, so it's
European
not going to happen.
ranking, however, what you do. It's whether you want to take it or not.
I think
Yeah, he
after
won't take
fighting
it.
in Saudi on the Saudi cards and after making your way across the Atlantic and fighting in New York, there's only other that you're going backwards. I agree. It doesn't make any sense.
Thanks for having me. You'll do this again. Thank you, guys. I got to roll.
Thank you,
God bless,
Chance,
Chance.
mate.
Thank you for joining us, mate. It's great to have Samp and Chance both on at the same time for once. God bless. See you tomorrow for the Prediction League at 10:30 a.m. Canada time. God bless,
Can't wait,
brother.
boys.
Thank you, Chance. Right,
Top
so
man.
it's just me, Mr. Neutral, and Mr. Bobby Sampson now. You still got a few minutes, Bobby. Just a couple of other subjects, mate. We're not going to keep you long.
I'm set. I'm good to go till 3 p.m.
Top man, top man, top man. Okay, so we'll move on from Simpson one then. It's another British one, so you might not know so much about it. But we've got Ben Whittaker has had a fight announced today against Benjamin Gavisi, who's a German who's 19-1-0. He lost on his debut in a 4-rounder, but other than that, he's perfect. He's got 13 knockouts. And Ben Whittaker's first matchroom fight is against Gavisi. It's going to be in Birmingham. His headline in his hometown. He's from Wolverhampton, which is North Birmingham. Pretty much Birmingham, we'll call it. Black country. But yeah, what's your thoughts on it, mate? And he's going to headline.
You know what? Again, it's a tune-up fight. It's a safe fight for Ben. Not knowing too much about the German, but I do know Ben Whittaker. And he wants to prove something. So I mean, the promos were great. The work that he did with Eddie to announce it and stuff, show me the money stuff. That was classic. I like that. It took Eddie out of his element a little bit. I felt it was fun. It was fun. So this is just a safe fight. I mean, there's nothing much more to me that I could say about this. Honestly, it's just a safe fight. He should win, and if he doesn't, then he's exposed.
Yeah, we got Meet More Molly McCann on the list as well. She's fighting on the same card, so she's having a second pro fight, the former MMA and UFC star.
And the only good thing about Wolverhampton is when they used to have the Dorito chip on their jersey.
Yeah, I remember they used to have Doritos. The Wolverhampton football team used to be sponsored by Doritos. I remember that.
That's the only thing that I like about that Wolverhampton is that jersey. So
yeah, gold with the Doritos. I like it. Mr. Neutral, what's your thoughts on Ben Whittaker against Gavasi as his first matchroom show headlining in Birmingham? What's your thoughts?
What a fight Eddie has made for this young man. He's been fighting in his first 10 fights, area contenders, area champions, if you like. No more than British level standard. Liam Cameron, obviously, that last win has convinced him to go over to Matchroom and seek bigger things. However, Eddie Hearn is not one to pad your record, should we say, unless your name is Bruce Ennis. And the one thing that struck me about this fight is the German, who's only 30 years of age, is on a 19 winning run streak from losing his very, very first fight by unanimous decision in a 4-rounder to a guy that was 2-0-0, who was unbeaten himself. And he's been on a 19 winning run streak, 13 knockouts in that time. He's now the WBC Silver International Light Heavyweight Champion. That's the cherry. That's the carrot that's dangling for Ben Whittaker. And that's the belt, hopefully for him, should he be victorious, that will elevate him into title conditions.
It gets him a shot,
doesn't it? Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Mr. Neutral, of those 19 guys that he's beaten, who are they?
They're
all European level and domestic level. So, it'd be the same in America, say someone, that is not going to be elite, but it's still a good enough, and has a trinket. He has a belt. And that is the the standard. But this guy for me,
get you on the ladder, bro. Get you on the ladder.
This guy for me will beat Ben Whittaker's by far his hardest test.
Oh, okay. That's what I was trying to get at. Like, because when you think about 19-0, like when I look at Canelo, for example, he's got 62, 3, whatever it is. 40 of those fights were against subpar opponents, in my opinion. But you can count 20 of them that were amazing, like
20 world champions.
Right? So that's why I'm asking, like, okay, of those 19 guys, is it worthy? Like, but you
They're all Eastern
his
European
last
types,
four
you know.
opponents, has all been for titles, whether it be domestic or the WBC international.
Well, I'm
It's
still
a
gonna
good
watch
fight, mate.
this.
People just because people don't know him, they think it's a bad fight. But the guy's decent. He's proved himself time and time again. He's holding the strap. That's a carrot dangling for Ben Whittaker to come on
Yeah,
the food
otherwise
train
we
towards
wouldn't
bigger
be
fights.
otherwise, I don't think we'd be seeing this guy without the trinket. You know,
Sure.
and that's that
Of
trinket that
course.
Eddie wants Ben to have.
Yeah.
You know, in order to attract bigger fights at light heavyweight, maybe.
Well, there
Look
were
at it,
rumours
you
for Dan
know.
Aziz, weren't there? Dan Aziz was rumoured to be the target, but then once his title fight became available, they jumped on this because there's something there, whereas Dan Aziz would have been just another tune-up. This is actually
Yeah,
for a strap, so you go where the gold is, you go where the money is, where the gold is. Simple as that. It's a good move, in my opinion. I think they've matched him well.
No, for
yeah.
sure. For sure.
And once he's got this fella under his belt, and is safely tucked away into his resume, the doubt about him will start to dwindle. There's still a lot of doubt about him.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Maddox. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chance Brother. Right, so let's move on then. We've done Ben Whittaker. Let's move on to Amanda Serrano. She's gone back down to 126 and she's about to fight against Erica Cruz. She's doing 10 times 3-minute rounds, so she's going for the men's rounds, but not the men's length. They classed it on MVP as men's rules. If it was men's rules for a title fight, it would be 12 times 3. So they made a mistake there with their promotional team because it's only 10 times 3. I still respect it, but when it's a world title fight, it should have been 12.
Yeah.
So they messed up that, but, forgive Jake Paul. He's only been around a few years. Not a problem. What's your thoughts on the fights, first and foremost, Bobby? Against Erica Cruz, who's a tough individual. Takes place in San Juan Island in Puerto Rico. How do you see the fight going, mate? And are you happy to see Serrano back down at 126?
I'm happy to see Amanda come back. I think this is a risky fight for her. Just like you said, Erica Cruz is no joke.
Yeah.
Coming off of 2 defeats to Katie,
Yeah.
And I would honestly say the last one was legit. She lost, right? She did
The
lose
second
that
one was a bit iffy, weren't it? A close
Well,
one.
the second one was, but the third one was definitive. Katie Taylor showed up. Okay.
She bossed her.
That being said, this is her first fight since then. She has a lot to prove. All pressure, in my opinion, is on Amanda going into this fight. One, it's in San Juan.
Yeah.
Right, where most of her fights are in New York. So she's legitimately fighting in front of the home country. Like everyone, she's Puerto Rican, but she's from New York. Let's not forget
she's a New York-based. Well, she's Puerto Rican-based in New York, and she fights out of New York first and foremost.
Right, and she lives in New York. She was raised in New York. Okay,
Yeah.
It's like saying I'm Indian, but I was raised in Canada. But yeah, I'm still Indian.
It's a heritage, a lineage. Yeah,
exactly. So that being said, I think all the pressure's on her, man, and I think she has the ability to step up and handle it. But that being said, Erica, this is an opportunity for her too, man, to take advantage of that. So
she could beat the biggest female boxer in sport right now. Now Katie Taylor seems to have kind of retired. There's not many bigger than Amanda Serrano, mate. What a scout that could be for Erica Cruz.
I still say Serrano wins, but I think it'll be close. I think it'll be very close. It'll be a close decision, if not split.
I think we know where the scorecards are going to go if it's close. They're going to go to Miss Serrano, of course. You know what I mean? Being an MVP show in Puerto Rico.
If we're watching it and we're scoring it, I almost feel it's either going to be a very, very close unanimous decision for Serrano or a split decision if I was scoring.
And it's January the 3rd, so hopefully you'll join us for the watch along of that one, Bobby, because it'll be the middle of the night, it'll be around 4 or 5 a.m. So
I will be back in town. I'm in Phoenix for the holidays, but I'll be back and we'll pick it all up, man. Absolutely.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Mr. Neutral, you got any thoughts on Miss Serrano's return to 126?
It's quite a come down from 135 pounds, isn't it?
It is.
So she's either going to gain something incredible or she's going to lose something incredible at the same time. I would imagine she'd gain some speed, but I imagine she'd lose a lot of power. However, since their last occasion 2 years ago, I can't see there be anything different. I think the levels are still with Serrano, so I think she'll win it. She'll take some damage, but she'll win it. maybe by a split.
Bless you.
That's how close it could be with young Erica Cradle. I say young, she's 35 now, but this southpaw
Young
stance
in
of
terms of
Erica
boxing.
is
Young in
going
terms of
to,
boxing.
yeah, she's going to cause Katie all kinds of problems with that southpaw stance.
I'm
Writing Yogi's just joined us. She just said Serrano has taken some damage. I think she's going to have to change her style if she's going to continue in this fashion. Absolutely agree, Miss Yogi. Couldn't have said it better. And welcome to the
Great
show.
point.
And thank you so much
Welcome
for
to the
tuning in once
show.
again.
Hello, writing Yogi. I think the weight cut's going to be interesting to see. I think that will determine a lot in terms of what will happen that night, because once you go up, it's really hard to go down. And
Especially 39, 40, is she now?
Yeah, she's around that age,
right?
definitely. Yeah.
I mean, to cut that much weight, it
So
doesn't seem
big
like
cut.
a lot. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot
9
considering
pounds is a lot when you're setting your
Yeah,
ways.
yeah, but 135 pound is 9.5 stone. She's going to have to come down to 9 stone.
Yeah,
just
That's a lot to
under
lose for a already slim woman. You know what
for
I
a
mean? A very
slim
slim
woman,
woman as
and
it is.
to lose that further weight and be at fighting weight to fight. So she's got to lose more than that to put some back on.
And then you've got the extra 10 minutes with the 3-minute rounds as well. You know what I mean? So that could exhaust her tank even quicker than it usually would.
But then again, as 20 has quite rightly said, the women seem to be better at weight cuts than the men, though. That's quite right, because the men, their metabolisms are a lot slower.
Muscle density and everything included in that.
Yeah,
right?
it's a lot to shift. So
fighting at such a heavy
it's
weight.
it's still a tough ask.
Like, I would love to see the contract and see what the dry hydration clauses are.
If there is one, yeah.
I can't see there being any. If they're asking her to come down 2 weight divisions, then they're definitely not going to ask her to.
And remember, it's an
rehydration
MVP promotions. It's all in Serrano's terms. If anything, they're going to avoid that at all costs, because Serrano's the one who's going to balloon
she show up fight night? She'll weigh in 120.
See, that's a problem in itself. Extreme dehydrating to make weight, and then putting on weight in the 36-hour break to the fight. That's just water weight. That's just weight that you're going to eat and drink.
Yeah,
that's not adding any value to your performance whatsoever. That's just getting you re-energized to actually fight. So in that sense, the other girl, Hernandez Cruz, she has just the exact same opportunity to do it, but she's at fighting weight. She's got the advantage here. Yeah. She's already at fighting weight and cut. So whatever she puts on is value weight, if you understand.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of the questions will be answered, and unfortunately by that point we already made our predictions on the fight. But when they come into the scales, I think that will tell the story completely. I mean, how many times have we seen Devin Haney come onto the scale and he looks completely emancipated?
And then you see him all ballooned up in the ring, and people call him a weight buller.
Right? So, and the same thing here. How emancipated.
But sacrificing something at the same time.
Absolutely.
Sacrifice anything at this stage, though. Like, this is the thing, I mean, what's Amanda got to prove? It's like Katie. Her and Katie are the two. I get that, but out of those three, the GOAT, Katie, and Amanda, what do they have to prove?
Yeah,
nothing left to prove. Natasha Jonas came out the other day and said she'll only come back if she gets the Katie Taylor trilogy fight. That'd be fun to see, but I wouldn't want to see it on Jonas, though, because I think she'd lose again, to be quite honest. As much as I love BTB.
And Ryan Yogi's just made a great point there. Eubank Jr. looked emaciated beyond recognition. And, and when he come to fight night, Chris Eubank Jr., he didn't look great fight night. And then, of course, after the fight, he was hospitalized. That's all part of extreme weight cutting. Then rehydrating, although he had a 10-pound clause to the morning after the
weigh-in. He got done, didn't he, for doing the foil blankets and stuff and the sauna and all that. He got charged got fined another 100K.
Exactly. So, that just goes to prove my point that you lose something when you extreme weight cut. Yeah. Then you rehydrate, although in the morning he was free to rehydrate to whatever he wanted. Yeah. It was too late by then. It's too late by then. Because the value weight are gone. Sorry, mate. Say again.
It almost feels like the weight cut is the real fight. in a lot
Yes.
of these cases.
It's the biggest fight. It's the weight
The
cut.
fight
Right?
starts 3 months earlier.
And I'll
Yeah,
tell you why it's the biggest fight, because a lot of these fighters are fighting at the wrong weight, Bobby. They're not fighting at the right weight.
I agree.
We've
I agree.
seen that. Look how Terence Crawford's come from lightweight to super middleweight. He was
He looks natural
never.
at it.
He's supposed
He
to
was
be there.
Like
never
he's
a
meant to be there all
lightweight.
along. Yeah, he was
You
fighting
were
at
never meant
135
to
not
be.
too long back.
Exactly. So they were never meant to be there. And that's
Yeah,
all part of the extreme weight cut. Devin Haney's another one. You
He can
got
fight at
Steve.
160 comfortably.
You,
You
lot,
see
lot
how
of these
stocky he
guys,
is. He
when
can
they
fight
move
at
up in
160
weight,
easy.
the first thing they ask them, how did you feel? I felt great. I felt awesome. This was amazing. This is where I'm supposed to be. Like, I get
yeah.
that, and I don't know. I think we really need, like, we talk about the health of the boxer. We talk about the headshots. We talk about that. We really need to look at the science behind the weight cut, man, because I think that's killing more boxers.
Where the damage is
Where the
caused.
real damage is happening. And then you get punched in the head. That's
When
Yeah.
you're already weight drained, water drained,
right.
to your last bone,
Like,
that's when the
think about
one
it.
punch
The
can
amount
change
of
the
fluid,
narrative.
the amount, like, I'm not a doctor or anything, but the amount of fluid that sits in your brain that it floats in.
Now,
When
this
you're
is the problem.
dehydrated,
What people are
that's
not actually understanding about this rehydration, right? Now, when you starve your brain of water in the way
Yeah.
you do with the extreme weight cut, right?
Yeah.
You're shrinking your skull and what's
Exactly.
inside your skull, right?
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
when you rehydrate, right? Do you think that is an equal balance that goes through your body?
No, it's not. It's the same
No.
thing
The body tells itself where the water is needed first, and
exactly.
that is the brain. So all the water will go to your brain first, and then it will go down to whatever the brain tells it. Right, I'm back to normal now.
Yeah,
Let's get the rest of the body done. And
exactly.
so all these fighters that are putting on 14 pounds, 16 pounds of water, they're actually bubbling their brain in water. And
Mhm.
that's just as more dangerous as drying your brain. So
100%.
they've got too much water in the brain.
Yeah.
And that's where there's a big problem in boxing. And
Yeah.
Absolutely.
afterwards, CTE comes into, and obviously the bastards are laying on a concrete slab,
I'm
and
gonna
and a pathologist is going through them and saying he's got CTE.
Oh, yeah,
in
of
this
course he has
year
now. Yeah,
of all the
that's
deaths,
it. It's
of
too
all the
dangerous at that
deaths,
point.
of all the deaths that we've had this year in boxing, I'm actually gonna go back in my time. Once I put the little ones to bed and start looking at what these guys' weight cuts were.
You'll see.
Because
They'll all be big.
dude, and this is what I'm saying, this is the science of it. Like, we really have to kind of, if we really want to protect our fighters, we got to take a look at this weight cut shit. And this goes across all combat sports, not just boxing. UFC, same problem,
Do
right?
weekly weigh-ins, man. Weekly weigh-ins, the whole fucking fight camp.
But
Excuse my
who's going to
language.
pay for it, Jams? Who's
Yeah,
going to
that's the
pay? This
problem.
is the thing.
That's the
The
problem. The promoters
promoters
don't want
won't
to
pay
cough
for
up, do
it.
they, for the safety
Sanctioning
of the
bodies
fighters.
won't pay for it. They just barely do a drug test. So,
Yeah. It's Vanna just
expecting,
happened to turn up, you know what I mean?
and
Or UCAD or whatever.
Well,
until the
what I think,
sport turns itself over to a worldwide body that is not for
Just
profit,
one as well. Just one, not 7
just
or 8, just
one
one for
centralized
everyone.
sporting institution that will oversee the sport in the manner it
Absolutely.
does. This is
Yeah.
the only combat sport in the world that is not regulated by one centralized
And it's the most dangerous because you're
institution.
literally getting
and,
punched
and
in the head
honestly,
constantly.
how long have we been watching this
Crazy,
sport?
mate.
It's
It's
been
crazy.
over, boxing's what?
It's still in a bit of the dark ages, isn't it, to be fair?
It
Honestly,
is.
man, the sport's been around for over 150 years, right? In the simplest form to what we are today,
Oh, the Marcus of Queensbury rules been around a
right?
good while.
Like,
200 odd years, mate.
you know
Yeah.
what we really need to do, and it'll never happen. I want to see. It sounds horrible. You get Eddie, you get Frank, you get Heyman, and maybe what's his name? He's 96. Oh God, why?
Bob Arum.
He's too old. Maybe put his second in charge. Make them do a weight cut.
Yeah, see how they get on.
Yeah,
Yeah, see how they get on with it. Yeah, definitely. Well, we're getting to the end of the show, guys. So let's move on to the last topic. We're going to go with who should Derek Chisora fight for his 50th and final fight. The choices that he gave out on X the other day were Deontay Wilder, Dillian White triple, so the third fight, or I think the last one was Jarrell Big Baby Miller. So we're going to say, who would you want to see him with? Who do you think would win against each opponent and how? Let me know, Bobby. You go first.
All right. So when I think of Derek Chisora, I think of UK. He is UK personified. He doesn't have a name over here per se.
UK bandana,
right?
always
All of
representing.
it. But the reality of it is when you think of Derek Chisora, because of what we do over here, we know him, right? We know most of the fighters that you guys talk about in the UK because we do the same thing. We have to. So that being said, if I am a fan, I want to see him fight Dillian for the third time. That's a nostalgia fight. That's just something that will sell in the UK. It won't sell in North America.
And his best chance to win too.
Well, I think he'd win anyways, right? I think Dillian's way past his time, in my opinion.
Yeah, right. Yogi says Shannon Briggs, Shannon the Cannon. Go on then.
Shit.
Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ.
Why not? Right. But I just think if you're marketing this is the UK market fight. It's nothing to do with North America. It might, attract attention in other parts of the world. But honestly, even the Wilder one, I don't think it would carry weight.
Well, Wilder's already signed a fight.
I'll sell that. Let me.
That's what Derek put on the cards, but you can't.
I'll sell that.
He's already got a
fight. It would have to happen in the UK. It wouldn't.
I'll sell that. 99 Maddox. You're absolutely correct. It's got to be Deontay Wilder. It's got to be because he's never
signed a contract for a fight in January.
That's the only problem. And this is happening in December. It'd have to be in the UK.
Is he? Then why? No, it has to be on a rear card. That's what it has to be because there's no way that both Chisora or Wilder could, and their management teams could pull this off. So you'd need the graces of Turkey Al Sheikh for this fight to happen. It is my wish list fight for Derek Chisora. That is all. In reality, you'll probably end up with a
Big Baby Miller,
or even less. So let's hope he gets a bigger fight like a Wilder because that would top off his career beautifully.
He's done a lot for the sport, mate. Took on both Klitschko brothers. He's
Britain versus
spat in the face of the
exactly. Like in Wilder's case, in the lack or the absence of an Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury or a Daniel Dubois or a big name like you say, he's not going to attract much bigger than Derek Chisora from a PPV point of view.
What about Big Bang?
Zhilei Zhang, he did call him out. Zhilei Zhang said, "I want to bang you. You want to bang me too." It made me roll that. And I was creasing on that one.
Did they tell him?
Zhilei Zhang, mate, can barely speak English, but he knows how to say, "I want to bang you too." You know what I mean?
I hope he understands.
My guy, China, so good.
But that's another name, though, isn't it? It's Big Bang Zhang's another name. Probably on similar vein now to Deontay Wilder on a global level.
Well, Zhang knocked out Wilder.
The reality of it is the two names that would probably emerge would either be Dillian White or Deontay.
For me, it's going to be Jarrell Big Baby Miller. I think that's the one. He's already done the Dillian White thing. Dillian got wiped out by a tumor. I don't think he's got much left. I don't see any point in that fight myself. Personally.
It depends on the hatred between the two of them.
Yeah,
if they have enough angst, then it'll justify.
Like Wilder would have been my pick. I would if I got to choose, I would say Wilder. But Wilder's already said he's signed a contract. He told Neon, whatever he's called, that idiot YouTuber twatbag. He told him that he's already signed a fight for January, and he's going to be a two-time world champion by the end of the year. So it can't be Wilder, in my opinion, because that's going to be January. Derek's fighting in December. So for me, it's going to be Big Baby Miller. I think it's Jarrell Miller. He's pulled out the last couple of fights. The Hunter fight, he pulled out the Wardley fight. I think this is the one we're going to see him back over here. It's going to be the O2, sold out. And I think it's going to be a war. And imagine the build-up between the two. It's going to be mental, isn't it? The build-up between them two. You know what I mean? Jarrell Miller and
they're two good talkers at the end of the day. Jarrell Miller, I love this trash talking. And Derek Chisora, well, we know about Big Del Boy. He'll give it as best as he's got. He's slowing down. He's slowing down a bit now in the chatting stakes. But Bobby, what do you think?
Honestly, I'll watch because it's Chisora. I enjoy him.
We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there.
I just love watching. Like him eating cheeseburgers with Tyson Fury. All those kind of little details.
Buy them a Five Guys after a fight and that. You can't fuck with them.
As much as I love watching them in the ring, but I also enjoy watching their interactions outside of the ring. And one of the most colorful guys, in my opinion, feels like, he's one of the more colorful guys in the sport.
Yeah,
When
and he does mark the end of an era, as
he
Ryan
does,
Yogi quite
he
rightly
does,
says.
and he's fought
And that era will include a lot of other boxers, that he has fought, who are also coming to the end of their era.
yeah,
And we've got to accept 2025 is a benchmark year now. The sport is got its new stars. The old guard are about to, pave the way
yeah.
for the next generation of fantastic boxers who are coming through. There's
Oh.
many of them wonderful. We've all
Your Richard
identified.
Torres Juniors and the
For sure.
likes.
And it's like any sport, right? We have to go through transitional phases, right? Like, I mean,
Exactly.
when the
We did.
Klitschko's took over the heavyweight division, really, I'll be honest, man, no one really paid attention to heavyweight boxing in the States, in North America.
Because you had
Yes.
nobody. Because you had nobody.
We
Because
didn't.
when you had your Ali's retired, your Holmeses, your
Even your
Lennox
Mike Tyson's,
Lewis's,
Evander Holyfields,
But think
and
about it.
when them guys retired, we all suddenly thought, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, who's to fill the void?" We
No,
had
We thought Deontay
Klitschko's.
for a bit, but then obviously no one knew who Deontay was. I remember
Yeah,
him
but
walking around New
but
York and
he's
not
been
one person knew
champion
who he
for
was.
so
that
While he was
wasn't
WBC
till
heavyweight
many
champion.
years later. That was not till many years later. I'm talking about when these names like Chisora go, we start to suddenly realize we're short of characters. And this is
no,
another
100%,
benchmark.
100%. We do.
At least
So
we've got
here,
Moses coming through. Might
I
help.
got,
He's not a character, but he's a good fighter.
yeah,
Let's
I got
hope
a
he
question
carries
for
us
you
for
guys
us.
here. On the lighter side of boxing, what did you guys think of Boots giving
A couple of Philly cheesesteaks
yeah, like, okay, so
to
here's my
Lima. Yeah, man. I
so
like it,
here
man. It's he's from Philly. He's
but
giving the
here
guy his
here
home
What are you
delicacy. I
talking
think it
about?
was good.
no,
What are
but
you talking about? That was his purse.
no,
That was his purse.
but
Yeah, he got
here's
two
the
Philly
question I
cheesesteaks
have.
and a slap in the
Here's the
chops.
question
That's
that
what he got for the fight.
here's the question that no one's asked, and I love the answer for it. Were those fresh, or did he buy them before the fight?
I think they might have been cold, but a Philly cheesesteak, you can always warm them up, can't you, in the microwave? I'd
Yeah,
eat some
nah,
even,
but you know what? I'll
nevertheless,
tell you
mate.
what, man. I've had a Philly cheesesteak, like from there. I've had it. It's a striking difference from heating it up and eating it, and just taking it out right there and then.
The only
Yeah.
time I've ever had one, my friend bought one back with him. He smuggled it in his suitcase, mate, like it was a big bag of drugs or something.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? He smuggled it back, and I got to eat it. And I tell you, it was like rubber. It was like cardboard, but I still enjoyed
Because
it.
the
The steak
cheese,
was
man,
beautiful.
that cheese is so horrible. It's only one way you can eat that cheese. It's when it's fresh. You can't have that cheese. It's like Cheese Whiz, right? It's that
It
processed
went like
shit.
rubber. It went all rubbery and
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So that's all. I thought I'd throw that in there because no one's talking about it.
Why not, mate? Yeah, the cheesesteaks are important, bro. They are. Well, let's wrap this up now, lads. We've been on for an hour and 10 minutes nearly. Let's wrap it up. Mr. Neutral, you got anything you want to add before we wrap up, mate?
No, thanks to everyone who's joined us in the chat, to Ryan Yogi, to Maddox, to Joshua, to NYWA, Lee Mack, and Twinny Boxing, as always. Thanks to everyone. If you're new to Red Corner Boxing here for the first time, give us a like and subscribe. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Chance, as well. Give him a big shout out from us. It's been a great show. Thanks very much. Great talking points.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, honestly, this has been amazing. 2025 has been an amazing year, like you were saying earlier, not just in the art of boxing, but just on this platform. The work that you guys are doing is absolutely amazing. The work that we're doing
Appreciate you,
is
brother.
absolutely amazing. And when you bring
Keep it right.
amazing together, you just get fucking beautiful, right? So I can't wait. I cannot wait to see where all four of us go. And so on behalf of Chance and
To the
myself,
top.
oh,
To the top.
100%.
Mate, we'll keep working together till the end, brother. You
To
know
the
me, you and
top,
Chance are
brother.
two of the realists we've seen, mate. We
That's
love
it.
you guys
So,
from Canada. Honestly, mate, you're welcome on our show anytime. We'll jump on yours
and
anytime you
same,
need.
and
Not
same.
a
We'll do the
danger.
same. Pretty soon, you guys will be coming on our show, and I'll be in the driver's seat. And it just I can't wait for that. When we set that up, we'll set that up really soon and get that going before the end of this year for sure. But all that being said, man, if you asked me to January 25, where we'd be now, I wouldn't have predicted this. So it takes an army to do this, and guys and gals, everyone is part of Red Corner Boxing, Samp&Chance, everyone that's in our group chats, guys. I'm just going to give you this message: do not stop fighting. Do not stop fighting for what you believe in. Do not stop fighting for the art form. Do not let anyone tell you This is stupid. This is dumb. What are you guys wasting your time? You know what? Those motherfuckers, and I pardon my language, those people are the ones that don't want you to succeed because they're afraid to lift the pen themselves, or they're afraid to see you get ahead of them.
That's it.
It's not about a race. It's about doing what you love to do.
That's it. And
for me, as a Scotsman, just to chat shit to a lot of Englishmen and people around the world about boxing on television.
And the beauty is, we all have different opinions. We all have different views and takes on what we all watch the same thing, but we all see it a little bit differently, and that's what makes
the beauty of boxing.
That's the beauty of 1,000 eyes.
And guys and girls, whoever's watching, we're not competing against each other. There's enough pie. There's enough pie. There's enough cake. There's enough biscuits for all of us to share in.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And a belated happy Canadian Independence Day, my brother. Thank you
so
much for tuning in.
It was Thanksgiving.
We really do appreciate it, mate.
Thanksgiving.
Now.
It's kind of ironic because Thanksgiving, if you think about what Thanksgiving actually represents,
giving thanks.
Yeah, but let's go back a little. I'll give you a little bit of history here. Okay, this is when the English and the European settlers came over to Canada or North America and took advantage of all the Aboriginals and the natives.
Yeah.
So what are we giving thanks to that we fucked up over a whole country? Like we took, you know what I mean? So we're from it's a double-edged sword. In one hand, it's about the harvest, this and that, but
I think it's more about giving thanks for where we are today. That colonialism's not going on anymore. That we're now able to live side by side in our own independent countries, in our sovereign states, and have a great time together and do things like we're doing right now. Chat to each other about a beautiful sport like boxing. I'd say that's what it's all about, mate. Giving thanks for them blessings.
No, I get it 100%, and for the most part, yes. But we still live. You guys don't have to deal with this because you don't have any, Aboriginal people there, per se, right? With us, it's constant. We're always dealing with this issue. So
it's one of them things, mate. It's more of a politics than a boxing thing. So we'll leave it there, matey. We'll leave it there. But God bless you, Bobby. Thank you so much to you and
thank you, Bobby. Thank you to everybody.
Mr. Neutral, love you, brother. Feel better, mate. I hope you heal from your surgery soon.
I'm getting there.
Good man, good man. We're proudly sponsored by Easy Storage and our official apparel supplier, the Boxing Fight Zone. Check them out at boxingfightzone.com for all your apparel. From me and Mr. Neutral and our special guest, Mr. Bobby Sampson and Chance, who joined us earlier. God bless. Take care. Everyone stay safe and keep boxing. I'm moving. I'm going. I can't stop.